precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The Commission on Bribes and Corruption says that an extensive investigation will be conducted on the persons who were accused in the Pandora Papers. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that there is a risk in food shortages in the country next year due to the reduction in harvest. The education activities of Year 1 will commence by April next year. Another stock of Pfizer vaccines purchased by the State Pharmaceutical Corporation has arrived at the Katunayake International Airport this morning. Sri Lanka Navy arrests 12 more Indian fishermen. News overseas, Myanmar mass killings revealed. We move on to local news in detail now. The Commission on Bribes and Corruption says that an extensive investigation will be conducted on the persons who were accused by the Pandora Papers. The 7 complaints relevant to this incident is being investigated. The information on hidden bank accounts of 200 rich people in the country have been received through international intelligence sources. The initial report of the investigation has been handed over to the President by the Commission. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that there is a risk in food shortages in the country next year due to the reduction in harvest. He also pointed out that there is a need of a cultivation battle immediately to face such possible situation. Some experts say that there will be a food shortage in future due to fertilizer issues and natural disasters. A battle of cultivation was also started earlier at such instances. In the year 2018, the Api Vavalai Apikanne cultivation battle program was implemented. The minister also stated that measures should be taken to safeguard the farmers by directing them for cultivation activities. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. We continue with more stories here at home. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that education activities of the Year 1 will commence by April next year. The next school holiday vacation will begin on the 23rd of this month and will reopen on the 3rd of next month. The educational activities, which was delayed up to April, should be covered. Another stock of vaccines purchased by the State Pharmaceutical Corporation has arrived at the Katunayake International Airport this morning. Accordingly, the U.S. delivered an additional 820,000 Pfizer doses to the Ministry of Health, increasing the total donation to 3.4 million jabs. 2.5 million people have obtained the booster vaccine by yesterday. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Sri Lanka Navy personnel have intercepted 2 more Indian fishing trawlers with 12 Indian fishermen on board while they were poaching in Sri Lankan waters. The arrests were made during a special operation mounted in seas south of Mannar yesterday. The Navy said that the special operation was conducted in seas south of Mannar, deploying inshore patrol craft attached to the North Central Naval Command, and it led to the seizure of the 2 Indian fishing trawlers with 12 Indian fishermen poaching in Sri Lankan territorial waters. As part of the Navy's effort to prevent poaching by Indian fishing trawlers in Sri Lankan territorial waters, the Navy has managed to take hold of 8 Indian fishing trawlers and 55 Indian fishermen during operations conducted by the Northern and North Central Naval Commands on December 18th and 19th.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watchlight, a landslide has occurred at the part of Balangura Kotualpala Kapiti Road. A mound of soil was fallen to the water sources under the mound. Therefore, several houses are under threat due to this reason. Although the people in the area have been educated, relevant authorities to construct side walls of the road, no action has been taken yet. The police request the drivers of heavy vehicle to seek alternative routes as the road is not suitable for heavy vehicle transportation.
Coming up, World News.
World News headlines. Myanmar mass killings revealed. Leftist Gabriel Boric wins Chile presidential election. Pro-Beijing candidates win in low turnout HK vote. World news in detail. The Myanmar military carried out a series of mass killings of civilians in July that resulted in the deaths of at least 40 men, according to an investigation. Eyewitnesses and survivors said that soldiers, some as young as 17, rounded up villagers before separating the men and killing them. Video footage and images from the incidents appears to show most of those killed were tortured first and buried in shallow graves. The killings took place in July in 4 separate incidents in Kani Township, an opposition stronghold in Sagaing district in central Myanmar. The military has faced resistance from civilians since it seized control of the country in February coup, deposing a democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. Leftist candidate Gabriel Boric has won Chile's presidential election after an early concession from his far-right rival Jose Antonio Cast. Mr. Cast conceded defeat barely an hour and a half after polls closed and with around half of ballots counted. With most of the votes counted, Mr. Boric won with 56% and Mr. Cast trailed with 44% of the votes. The election has been one of the most polarized in recent decades and comes after mass anti-government protests. Both candidates offered starkly different visions for the country, and both are outsiders representing political parties that have never been in government. Finally, on world news, pro-Beijing candidates have won almost all of the 90 seats contested in Hong Kong's Legislative Council election amid a record low turnout. Yesterday, Hong Kong held its first Legislative Council poll since electoral reform was carried out under Chinese President Xi Jinping to ensure the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong. A total of 153 people vied for the 90 seats. Pro-democracy parties did not field any candidates because the reform set stricter conditions for running. Only about 10 self-described pro-democracy or centrist candidates ran. And that's world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Tokyo Cement Group recently commissioned operations of the newly expanded capacity at the Tokyo Cement Colombo Port Terminal in a soft opening ceremony. The event is the culmination of 2.5 billion rupees worth investment by the cement giant. This operations expansion further reiterates the company's commitment to boost the local economy as a truly Sri Lankan organization. Once fully operational, the Tokyo Cement Terminal, situated inside the Colombo port, will be geared to handle a total capacity of 450,000 metric tons of cement per annum. With the newly commissioned storage, bagging and distribution capacity expansion project, Tokyo Cement provides a fresh assurance of an uninterrupted cement supply for customers in the Western Province.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
New Zealand's men will tour Pakistan twice in 2022-2023 after the Black Caps pulled out of a tour earlier this year. New Zealand flew home from Pakistan in September, where they were due to play white ball matches after a security alert from their government. England's men and women also pulled out of Pakistan tours 3 days later. New Zealand will now play 2 tests and 3 one-day internationals in December and January before returning for more white ball matches in April. The second tour will include 5 ODIs, 2 more than previously scheduled, and 5 2020s. In the meantime, the events of the 33rd National Youth Sports Festival is being held at the Colombo Sukatadasa Stadium at the second day today. W.S. Madhushankar of the Colombo district established a new record by throwing javelin. The third place was secured by the N.K. Pathirana of Ratnapura, and the third places was also secured by H.M. Bandara from the Kurunegala district. The first place of the 10,000-meter event was won by M.S. Ramesh from Colombo district, and 5,000-meter event of females was won by R.M. Nidarshani from the Munaragala district.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Kolam Tata Entrepreneurs Exhibition and the Trade Fair, organized by Small Entrepreneurs Unit of the Sports Ministry and the Welfare Association of the Ministry, will be held on Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. at the Colombo 7 Sports Ministry Vehicle Yard. It includes several stalls of batik and handlooms, apparel and children's clothes and other varieties of creations. The produce of 65 entrepreneurs have been exhibited.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, Rhino, the nation's leading provider of roofing solutions, marked the key milestone of exporting its first 1,000 containers of roofing sheets to South Asian locations on the 14th of December in Colombo. Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksha was the chief guest at the event hosted by Rhino Roofing Products Managing Director E.J. Nyanam, with the participation of distinguished guests and the senior management of the company.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The weather report.
The Met Department says that a few showers will occur in eastern, north central and over provinces and in Matale district. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in Ratnapura, Kalutara, Nuvareliya, Gaul and Matara districts during the evening or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. And that's the weather update. And before we wind up this bulletin of news, we have the headlines again. The Commissioner on Bribes and Corruption says that an extensive investigation will be conducted on the persons who were accused in the Pandora Papers. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that there is a risk in food shortages in the country next year due to the reduction in harvest. The education activities of Year 1 will commence by April next year. Another stock of Pfizer vaccines purchased by the State Pharmaceutical Corporation has arrived at the Katunayake International Airport this morning. Sri Lankan Navy arrests 12 more Indian fishermen. And on news overseas, Myanmar mass killings revealed. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news.